Dual core AI is insane, and nobody is talking about it. But I want to ask you a question right here, right now. Which of these do you think is going to help me make more money in the mortgage niche? This calculator here with a couple of options like this, or this calculator here? I mean, the difference is absolutely clear, and you can click and see the difference between how much you're going to spend and everything. I mean, this is like literally night and day, the difference between a completely robust system and, yeah, just a regular calculator. But what was it that made the difference? Dual core AI. If you learn this, you don't need to know some fancy prompt to get this, because guess what? No prompt will make this. However, if you understand dual core AI, where we're having one AI system talk to another to build something to help us make money, that is where the magic happens. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. No fluff, no filler, just the real deal of how to use two AI systems at once to help you make money online. Come on, let's go to work. All right, so how does this whole thing work, and how can we use dual core AI to actually help us make money? We're going to go through and look at this because when two AIs talk, your business explodes. The key is that you don't need two AIs doing the same job, where a lot of people are out there and they're like, let me do this in ChatGPT, now let me do this in Manus or whatever other tool, and they're kind of using these tools to get the same kind of output. What we're going to do is we're going to have one create the main asset, and the other is going to turn it into money-making content, whether it's a tool like the mortgage calculator, whether we're splitting things up into different pieces of content to get traffic and make money. Whatever it is we're doing, we're going to have AIs talk together so that they can come up with the ideas. I have found that in my business, a lot of what makes me the most money is the ideas that I come up with, which come from doing this 25 years, knowing what the market wants, and knowing how to build all of this stuff, where the vast majority of people don't know how to do that. They don't understand what makes one thing good or different. Now, if we have AI do this, what's happening is one AI is acting outside of the system, where it's like, okay, this AI is making this content. Okay, great. This AI is looking at it with a fresh set of eyes that's completely separated from the content that was created by it. So once you understand this, you're going to see that this is literally night and day. And again, you don't need two AIs doing the same job. You need one to create the asset, and the other is going to turn it into money-making content. Much like I did here, where I didn't know that I wanted a mortgage calculator this robust, but when I went through and used AI to create it, it knew what it would want based on the process I'm going to show you. And when you get into having one AI create the content or the article, you're going to see how that works up here. I'm going to show you this entire process of what made this and how I actually thought that ChatGPT had some fantastic update, because I let this run. I came back to the office. As you can see, we're recording this video pretty late. I came back to the office and I saw this and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Is this some new ChatGPT update? And then I went back through the notes and I was like, wait a minute. No, this is because I let two AIs talk to each other, which made this entire thing, which is crazy good. I mean, this is night and day. And if you understand this, let me know as a comment below, because I wanted to show you it doesn't just work with calculators and tools, it works with literally everything. And when we apply it to programming, again, you're going to get that outside voice. It's super, super important. So the process looks like this. What you're going to have is the master asset and then the micro asset system. ChatGPT is going to create the master asset. So when we go into ChatGPT, I can open up a ChatGPT like this. Let's go ahead and open in a new window. I think I can do a new one like this. And we're going to go through and I could say something like, tell me about, let's say, something, let's find a niche that works good, travel or something like that. Let's say, tell me about how to save money on travel. Let's make a giant article based on 25, or let's do 50 travel saving tips or something like that. What this is going to do is it's going to start to create content. And a lot of you guys are using ChatGPT like this right now, which is good. This is the starting point. But I think where people are getting stuck is, now that I have this piece of content, what am I going to do with it? How am I going to make money with it? That's where the dual AI is going to come into play. So now we can see, yes, it is creating this flight savings, booking windows, fly on cheap days, all of this stuff here. Now, what we're going to do next, because we need to take this out of the box and we need to think about it different. So when we create the master asset, we're going to create a full article, sales page, a long script if you're doing a video, a research report, email sequence, thought leadership essay, case study, or even a product breakdown. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this. We're going to make it live. I'm going to show you how this works night and day. Do not skip ahead. Watch this entire video at least one time all the way through. What you are going to learn is going to revolutionize the way you build a business. Now, before we go any further, what I'm showing you is powerful stuff. What you're learning here that we can do with AI is based on the stuff that I've been doing for many years that's made me millions of dollars online. I want to talk about this and show you how it works as a way to show you, hey, look, this is the principles that make it work. But I want you to remember, this is a business. Even though what you are going to learn is insanely powerful and makes AI think unlike anything else before, right? It's going to think like me, who's been doing this 25 years. I want you to remember that the vast majority of people trying to make money online make nothing. So don't expect to watch this video and woohoo, everything aligns. This is a starting point. This is super important. Now, when we go through this, we want to understand exactly what's building. Okay, it's making this chart, everything like that. Now, I can go through and I can say, now let's research this more and find more tips and strategies or something like that. Okay, so we're going to go through and get the entire lay of the land. Okay, so what we're doing is we're creating a master article. We talked about this in a video earlier this week where we went through how to create that pillar content. Super important, okay? When we have that pillar content, now we have the deep dive, flight savings, all of this stuff here. Okay, what this is doing is it's priming the pump so that the AI can start learning about what we want. Okay, now what we're going to do next is going to blow your mind. It's crazy because we need to understand that this niche is not just about travel tips. Okay, it's not just one thing. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at it as the two AIs are not doubling the output, right? I could literally open up a new Copilot or something like that and create another article. That's not what we want here. What we want is the two AIs not to double the output, but to compound intelligence. We want them to think different. Every loop between ChatGPT and Copilot is a multiplier, not an addition. We need to multiply this and think different. Think about it this way. This is a regular old calculator that anyone can make. This is multiplied. And I think you're going to see like the difference between this calculator, which is cool. I mean, it's good. And this is night and day. The depth of thought to get here is so light years ahead of this. And if you let me, if you are agreeing with me, if you see this, let me know as a comment below. Say night and day, different, amazing. Let me know in the comment that you see that, because if you can get this quality without thinking about it, because again, I didn't think about it. I didn't go through and say, hey, put this here, put that there. Make sure you have an aggressive one, traditional and ultra long. Make sure you have a graph. I didn't say any of this. I'm showing you how I make AI come up with this by talking to each other. This is crazy. So now going through what we're going to do once we have our travel saving tips, okay? Now, this needs to be done in Edge browser. Okay, so if you're on Mac, I think you can get the Edge browser. If you're on PC, I think it comes with the PC now. I know all of mine have it on it. If not, you can, Google it and find it. But the Edge browser allows you to have Copilot right like this. Now, you can use two types of Copilot. If you use the Pro version, you can have like a little drop down. I'm going to use this version because I want it inline like this. I like that better. So now going through here, what I can do is say, tell me about this content. Okay, it's going to go through and it's actually going to read this. So now what we have is we have AI here and we have AI over here talking about this AI. So over here, this one is completely outside of ChatGPT, but it can see what ChatGPT is doing. Okay, this is super important because It's like the AI is going to play off the other AI. So now I can go through and I can see repeatable workflows is what it's looking at, all of this other stuff. We're seeing, okay, this is crazy good, and it's remembering what I want on that stuff, which is cool. So now I can go through and say, what would this look like if we had a master tool where someone can say what trip they want to take, where and when, and the tool finds it for them. Now, for me, I've been doing this a long time. If I was to go through and figure out all the nuances between these 120 some odd tips, I mean, this is crazy. It's going to take me forever. So let's see what happens when we use this GPT. And some of these you can even go into different AIs here, but we're just going to use GPT so it's fast. And we'll go ahead and do this. Now, what we're going to do next is going to show you the power of this. So now it's starting to understand the master travel tool workflow, user input, simple prompt, destination, dates, whatever, behind the scenes engine, great, wonderful, good. Now, what we're doing here is we're just letting the AI like, hey, check that out and think the way I'm thinking. Next, what we're going to do is I'm going to say, now give me a robust prompt that I can put in the chatgpt on the other screen to make this tool in Canvas. And I want to make sure that I switch over to Canvas here. So we're going to go to Canvas right here. And then boom, here we go. Watch this. What we're going to do is we're going to get the prompt based on that. So it's specific to exactly what we want. So now it's doing all this stuff. It does all the data and everything like that, which is cool. And we could do this over here, but we want it to think separate of the actual content. Okay, this is super important because when we go back and we do this back and forth, it's going to get crazy. So now I can go through, copy this. I'm going to paste this in here in the code programmer, and let's see what this comes up with. And again, it's not just about codes. We're going to talk about how this works with actual content too. So now it's going through, and it's going to make the tool. Hopefully, let's see. This has AI Travel Meta Engine Blueprint JavaScript. Is it making the JavaScript? Yeah, it looks like it is making the JavaScript off of it, which is cool. Looks very much similar to this, which means it's really clean, easy code. And then when we're done, we should be able to run the code here, I hope. I think. Let's see if Java will run in here. And then we'll go through and do several different passes. Now, while that's running, we want to take a look at how this is working, okay? So Copilot is going to harvest into micro content. So we can either make a tool, we can make micro content, very, very, very good stuff. Now, we can do these alongside each other as well. I believe I can open this in a new tab and just have another one running here. So we can go through and say, let's clear this out. We're going to clear this, new conversation, because I want it just, boom, refresh. Forget about code, forget about this. This is what's really cool is you can kind of refresh it and go along. So it's getting a fresh idea every time. Now I can say, extract 50 social media. Or actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's try this. I'm getting too excited here. Let's go through and say, tell me what makes a Facebook post do well. What are some top hook formulas? Formulas. There we go. Right? If I could spell correctly, that would help. List, I don't know, 25. Okay, so now we're going to get the top Facebook hook formulas: attention grabbing, emotion driven, clarity, relatability. Here are some. Most people get this wrong about topic if you're struggling with whatever. So now we have all of these based on data. It did that research completely separate. I haven't even asked it about this page yet, so it's isolated in its own. Now I can go through and say, now look at the content on the page, and let's make, let's say, 100 social media posts to help people with travel tips. Watch this. This is going to make this so I could just go through and copy and paste. And the cool thing about it is it stays here. So like I could literally go to Facebook, copy and paste, and make stuff that's really good, or blog post or whatever it is. This is a game changer if you understand it. And you could see here, night trains equal travel accommodation in one. Okay, so like, yeah, you don't have to get a hotel instead of driving or something like that. So going through, here's another one: avoid Airbnb cleaning fees, do this, always compare currency options. This is really good stuff that we could go through and use based on this content, which is amazingly good. So now what can happen is not only are we able to like synthesize the content and make tools like this, but we could go even deeper. Let's go through and say, I don't know if we'll be able to make a HTML version. Can you make a standalone HTML version? And the reason I want to do that is because I would have to upload this to a site to make it work. Version. Let's see if it'll do that. All right, so now going through here, you can see, yes, having it talk to itself is really good. And I can go through and say, now make a full email newsletter, right? And I can go through here and say, now make a full email newsletter, 7 emails. Or I could even do like 52 if I want to do one a week or whatever. And it'll actually do it based on this content, which is going to go through. And my content always stays intact. That's the key. And I mean, think about this. You could go back through all your old ChatGPT stuff. Let's say you were making blog posts and the blog post never ranked. Bring it in here, pop open Copilot, say, why didn't this rank? How can I fix it, make it better? And what would be some good social media posts to post to get people to the blog post? That's a lot of post. I think we're saying the word post too much. But at any rate, smash the like button if you're enjoying this. We can do an email sequence, a LinkedIn carousel, TikTok reels or talking points. So like I could make little talking points of videos, snippet summaries. So if I wanted to go through and say, okay, maybe I'm on a blog post or something like that, I can open this blog post and I could start using Copilot with it. And then I could go through and pop it into ChatGPT and get other tips and stuff like that, which is really cool. This is stuff that's really going to change the game. And the cool part about it is Copilot's going to stay. So like if I go here and I'm like, okay, 50-year mortgage pros and cons, how can I get this? Boom, now it goes back into ChatGPT. I can ask Copilot, hey, what do you think about the ChatGPT stuff? Boom, 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 play back on each other to make it work. Super cool, super important. And just to show you that this stuff works, I posted this 50-year mortgage thing. It's already showing up and ranking in MSN. Now, it's not the greatest ranking, but I literally just put this up yesterday as part of my video, and it's also getting picked up in Google here, which is pretty cool as well. Again, it's just picking it up. It's not the actual page. We'll see how that does later. But this is something where we're saying, hey, wait a minute. This can change the game. This can help us. I could go through and I could literally ask ChatGPT, okay, what do you think about this? Learn about SEO, and then fix this content up. This is something that absolutely will help you in crazy, amazing ways. Going through, you can do SEO keywords. Maybe I could go through and say, okay, tell me good keywords or something like that. Now I could go through and say, now act like an SEO tool and tell me the main keywords in this content on the other page in ChatGPT. And you can even take this further and share your screen with Copilot. In the actual Copilot app here, they have a thing where you can click these little goggles and share the screen, which would go through and like now it'll actually work back and forth. And I think it can actually control it. I know Google has a new thing for that, but this is absolutely amazing. Now going through here, I think we can pop this into a new one. I think for whatever reason, it's not working as a standalone. So let's go ahead and open a new chat. We'll make sure it's in Canvas because I think that's the issue there. And I'll paste this in. Let's see what it does here. It should create the tool, I'm hoping. Let's have some coffee and hope that that does work. Okay, see, that's what we want, that little preview button. Once the preview button works, I'm going to show you how this will piggyback back and forth. Okay, so we'll wait for that to run. Next, we can go through and do like YouTube description and tags, tweet threads, blog ready headline, all kinds of stuff. What we're looking at here is one asset in ChatGPT. Creating that one big article can become 30 assets with Copilot in less than 10 minutes. We want assets that work, not busy work. Again, busy work is creating stuff like the basic mortgage calculator. Assets that work, this is an asset. This thing is amazingly good, and that's the difference, right? It's got upsides, downsides, the whole 9 yards. I mean, looking at this, it's so powerful. And you could see enable refinance what if. Hey, that's cool. What does that do? Refi after 7 years. That's cool. So it shows how to do it. And this is all about like building wealth. That's what I wanted to do with this. And you're starting to understand like, okay, this is for a purpose. Whenever you're making content, ask yourself, for the purpose of what? What am I doing this for? Just because I need another blog post or because I want assets that work? This is about creating assets. You are not the creator anymore. You're the conductor. I am conducting the different content. Now, going through here, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this code. Hopefully it'll finish sometime today. But we're going to look at that code and it's going to create the tool, and then we're going to ask AI how to help it. Now, if we were to go through and show you the example of the SEO to get keywords, I could type this in here. It'll get SEO from this. Primary keywords, travel saving tips, cheap flights, airfare, hotel, transportation. So let's say I wanted to change it and focus more on this. Okay, supporting keywords, good, mistakes, stuff like that. Long tail keyword for, I mean, do you guys see the power of having to work outside? Because it's like, this one's thinking like an SEO, this one's thinking like content. Together, I have a match made in heaven. Here's some keyword strategies. Now I can say, act as an SEO guru and make this more about travel credit cards points. Now it'll go through and it'll do that. I think it might still be in Canvas, but let's see how it does. We'll just test these together. Now going through here, okay, it did note to do the article. Nice. So now it's going to say, I'll do 3 things, reposition the meta engine. So the core job is turn your trip into a credit card. Nice. That's affiliate gold right there. This is important because I want you to notice something. I didn't have to think about it. This is the key, right? Like, people pay me a lot of money for the way that I think. And the way I think is marketing and understanding and knowing what to put where, and knowing like, yeah, my job with this site isn't just providing travel tips. That's good. That's wonderful. That's what I want to do. My job is to sell travel rewards, credit cards, or programs and stuff that make me money. The fact that it said this means it's now thinking completely different. This is key. New positioning, what this tool is now. It's creating the tool. It's making the article. And now we can see 10 flights with points. It made the whole tool based on credit card stuff. I mean, this is amazingly good. And now going through, let's say, now what would a good, let's say, now remake the whole big article. Okay, so we're going to make the whole big article. Let's see how we're doing here. We do have the preview button. Now I can preview it. This is important because that's what this is going to see. Now, see how that made the tool robust. If I was like, just make a travel savings tool, it's not going to understand the content I had before, and it's not going to think like a programmer because it's thinking in the constructs of, oh, we're writing a port, blah, 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 blah. The mind is like a lens, you get what you focus on. AI is like a lens, you get what you focus on. Using 2 AIs, you can focus on 2 different things at the same time. That is the beauty of this, and that is how this works. So now we could go through and say, I want to go from Orlando to Las Vegas. Okay, right like that. When do I want to go? Okay, generate. Oh, wow, it actually created the whole thing. And it looks like it's using the AI API estimated savings. That's pretty cool. Now, of course, I would need to go through and fact check it, but this is already better. Now watch this. Now look at the tool in ChatGPT. What would make this tool better and more focused on selling travel rewards, credit, cards? Now I could go through and it's going to be like, oh, let me take a look at that. And it's going to take a look at it from the lens of, hey, I'm this marketer tool creator. Okay, so credit card spotlight, add a dedicated, now watch. Great, awesome, thank you, smiley. Now make this a prompt I can paste in and get that exact result. Boom. Now, this is game changer. Act like an SEO strategist. Here's the deliverables. And let's see. Okay. Okay, so it didn't get that. Let's say for the tool, specific prompt to add the stuff you said about rewards cards. Boom. Hopefully this will help. Perfect. Okay, update the API travel savings meta engine. Nice. This is what we want. This is the key. So now I can just copy this, go back into this here. Boom. Done. Now let's see. And I think we can go back to the actual code. I don't know how we get out of preview mode, but it's going to actually create it. Maybe close. Oh, there we go. Cool. Haha. You just click the button, apparently. So now we're going through and we have that button there. And again, see how it's like thinking different and focusing? And you could even do this like on other pages, like what would make this good? Then go to ChatGPT, make a big thing, boom, there we go. Or like if you're going for like news items, let's say I wanted to go to AI News or something and look up, news articles for mortgages or whatever, or even we could go through and use Pulse, where I could go and be like, okay, here's Pulse. Okay, I think, do I have to go next? There we go. So these are the things that I have set. So Copilot adds animation and tracking tools. Boom. I could open this up. I could have this synthesize it. Then I can make a big article here and turn it into something for my website. I mean, once you see this is like, okay, amazing, good stuff. Going through, we got to ask ourselves, why does this work? Well, have you ever asked experts, let's see if I can talk. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Have you ever asked experts in the same field the same question? Right? You go to a bunch of people. I remember when I was in recovery, I asked everyone that was managing the rehab, I was like, how do you not relapse? And I got different answers. What do you get when you ask a bunch of experts the same question? You get better options. Think about it. Think about the president. They have advisors. AI is your advisor. You use one, you get advice. You use more, you get a strategy. Looking at the strengths of each, ChatGPT is great for deep thinking, long-form content, contextual structuring, narrative flow, strategy and positioning, full articles, essays, and reports, and research. Copilot is great for pattern expansion, converting sections into formats, turning text into bullet points, tables, slides, quickly rewriting text in different lengths, adapting content for different channels, snapping into templates, one-click formatting. Together, they will spot new ideas, look at data differently, and act outside a one-prompt environment. Again, I could have multi-prompts for each one, and I'm going to have some prompts at aiprofitscoop.com so you can check those out. Now, example A, let's go through, show you how this works. ChatGPT writes the article, Copilot explodes it. Write a 1,000-word article on how to specifically save money on travel tips. Copilot will instantly turn this into a 5-email sequence, 15 tweets, LinkedIn post, and more. Going through and looking at this, you can see the power. It is amazing. I can now say, now give me 15 tweets. And we could say engaging, highly interesting. And it'll go through and it'll make tweets. Very simple. And again, I don't lose the structure of my content. This is super important. And going through, you're seeing this is giving us really good stuff. Now I can go through and say, what would make this list of content better? And it'll actually go through and it'll tell you a prompt. Single line hooks with many threads, 5 flight hacks, great. Great, make this a prompt that will do that. And now it'll go through and do that. Again, looking at our tool, preview, now we're going through and we're like, hey, check it out. Here's the savings engine. Let's see what happens if we do LAX to Honolulu. And we could say departure city optional, great, wonderful, generate savings blueprint. And we can see baseline price, alternative positioning flight, alternative 2, okay, departure city, and then it should be putting in the stuff about the credit cards, and it looks like it is, corporate cards, government rates. So it's doing better. And again, looking at this and building and walking through it is absolutely key. Now, going back to our article, here is our prompt, copy, boom, paste. Looking at that is key because it's taking it outside of it, and the AI doesn't need to multi-thread think. So the dual core process is what's working really good. Hook, storytelling, CTAs, hashtags, great. 30-day travel hack. So now, instead of just this list, we now have like the 30-day travel hack idea, which is looking pretty cool. And now we could do this. Great, wonderful. I could even say something like, now find 25 different checklists I can pull from this content. Boom, there we go. Taking a look at this, see how we're working simultaneously with a lot of these? This is absolutely key. You can make a YouTube outline, slide deck, you could extract quotes, 30-day content calendar, or more. One article becomes an entire content system. Example B, ChatGPT writes the sales page, Copilot builds the funnel. I did this recently on a webinar with Manus, where I went through, I gave Manus my sales page, said create slides for a webinar. And it literally did it, and the webinar sold better than my webinar I made by hand. It blew me away, because I'm like, I've been doing this 25 years. Is my job at risk? Well, luckily I know how to use AI, so I'm going to say no, but you never know. You know, we don't know what's going to go on when billionaires have AI that does everything. That's for another video. But looking at this, we could see, hey, I could use this right now to get stuff out there that's going to work really, 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 really well. And when I understand that, now I got flight saving checklist, airfare pattern checklist, mistake fare hunter. And now I could go through and be like, okay, cool, now make these. And what I would do in this example, I would just open another ChatGPT and be like, outside of it. So do you see how this is working? I have 3 instances. I have the first one that made the content, the second one, which is the Copilot, and the third one, which is literally another ChatGPT. Make this. Boom, there we go. Now it's going to go through and make this. Weekly airfare pattern checklist, upgraded version. Tuesday, historic price window, competitive matching. I mean, are you guys seeing this? This is night and day. That's why I'm up at midnight making a video. I mean, this is so important. I'm going to use this and revolutionize my business. Here we have clickbait travel hacker version. So it made multiple versions. That's pretty cool. Printable lead magnet checklist style. Be more robust on the lead magnet. Have instructions, info, ECT, and things they can fill out, or checklists and stuff. Let's see how this does. Should do a really good job. So here's a fully built, robust lead magnet version. Look at this. In minutes, I'm going to have this stuff. This is multitasking times like 1,000 with multi-AIing, right? That's a new word, AIing. What are you doing? Hey, I'm over here AIing. But now we could see, like, check it out. Check prices at 11, 1, and 3. Refresh after 3 for sudden route drops. I mean, this is pretty cool. Here's your personal fare log. That's something I can just toss up and boom, there we're ready to go. And that's one of them. Now I can go through and make the next one. And the next one, and the next one. I got like 30 of these. I can just You are going to be a content creation powerhouse, and you're going to make good stuff based on your hero content. And guess what? I go through, I make this, and I'm like, go read the big content if you want to learn how to do this. I can get an opt-in list. I could even make a big, robust course about saving money on travel and sell it if I want. There's so many different things you can do with this. It just really helps you think outside the box, and you're going to get something no one else has because you're thinking about this in a way that no one else is thinking. You're going to use your mind to look at what you can do, and then you're going to have Copilot turn it into all this other stuff. And then I could say now find some FAQ stuff, right? So let's do now find 50 FAQs. Okay? And it'll go do it. And then I can put that in another ChatGPT and I can work simultaneously and get things done. Now, if this was me, I'd probably also have my WordPress blog login open and I'd be copy and pasting stuff over there so that I could use it. Because you guys saw, literally, I created this in Copilot, right? I showed you guys how I made it and it's already showing up on MSN. Is it going to get me a bunch of traffic? No, but the dang thing showed up. We're there already. And that is for a term that is trending right now. So, I mean, the battle is half won, right? ChatGPT builds this offer, Copilot builds a funnel. So I could go through and I could give it my sales page. So if I was to go to my sales page here like this, I could go through and say, now look at my sales page, tell me about it. And it'll give me info. And then I can bring that into another ChatGPT and start talking to it. But we could see here, like there's the FAQs. Boom, good stuff there. Now we could go through and make this work when you're looking at sales pages and things like that. Or go look at other sales pages and say, how can I make mine more like this? What am I missing that this one has? What is this one missing that mine has? Or whatever. Super, super cool. You can also have it write a video script. Copilot will repurpose it. It'll make it a blog post, transcript, summary, TikTok. I mean, you look at it, that's literally what you could do. Let's show you in real time. I could do a new conversation and say, turn these notes on the page into a full blog post prompt specific I can use to get an outlined blog post with tips, quotes, info, and more. And let's say 5,000 words. And now we have this prompt here. And it'll be very specific. So we'll just copy and paste this. Boom, boom, boom. And it should know right off the bat what this is about. So we'll do a new ChatGPT. Let's see if it understood it. Boom. Now we're going to go through. And let's see if it makes sense. Do you want the final 500 in one single message? Let's do yes. And now it's writing it. Dual AI content revolution, how to turn one master asset into 30 micro assets using ChatGPT and Copilot. You are not the creator, you're the conductor. Something huge is happening. This is actually really, really fantastic. And it just literally turned those notes into a blog post, which is crazy. This is something where this is very advanced stuff, but it works really, really well. Next, you can do a podcast outline. Your podcast can become 20 micro assets. Now, what we're looking at here is the two brains. Looking at ChatGPT, the strategist, mind maps, long form concepts, narrative, strategy. Copilot's the builder or the pattern finisher. It'll isolate things into a prompt. I can throw that prompt in. Then I could get feedback on it and say, how would you make this better? All kinds of stuff. And when we go through, now I can go and say, let's get the one that we did, this one, right? I can go through and say, what would make this article better and what keywords would get it more traffic? Boom. Then I could say, give me a prompt or something like that. And you could see it's going through and doing insanely good notes and bada bing, bada boom, we are ready to go. Featured snippets. Okay, cool. Now I could go through and be like, now add some featured snippets. Boom, it'll go through, it'll put those featured snippets in. Then I could do the next one and the next one. And we're working alongside it and getting specific stuff that we don't even have to think of. Like I didn't even have to think about this. It just went through and said, here's how to make it better. And there we go. And what's going to happen is you are going to get a much better output, which is what you need in the age of AI, because there's so much content that's not that good. But even people with not that good content are getting a following. Some of them are making money. And if we can do better, then I can create less, spend less time on something good, and it'll last longer. Then Copilot's going to be the builder, and it's going to go through and create all this stuff for us. The dual AI conversion loop is about Copilot generating, ChatGPT critique, Copilot refines, repeat. Or you could do it backwards, right? You could start the big thing in ChatGPT and then go to the Copilot. Master asset is turned into a micro asset machine. ChatGPT writes the big thing. Copilot multiplies it. When we go through and we look at the one asset equals our whole content ecosystem, that's the key. Dual AI equals more profit with less work. You produce one master asset, Two AIs are going to turn it into dozens of revenue generating pieces. Again, I don't know how much it's going to make. The average person trying to make money online makes nothing. Our goal, make good stuff, put it in front of people who want it, and point to things that are ethical that help us make money. You get traffic from everywhere without doing all the manual work. Create once, monetize everywhere. How's it going to make you money? Well, quite simply, you can ask it, right? I could go through and let's say I have this article here and I could say, let's get rid of the search. I could say, what are 10 affiliate programs I can use in this content? Boom, it'll go through and find it. Super simple. And there you go. There you go. Okay, this one was for the AI one. So we'd have to clear that out. Let's say clear, create new, and then I could go through and say on the travel one, what are some affiliate offers I can use on this content on the page? And it'll go through and it'll read it, and boom, there we go. And the cool thing about it is it's reading it again and again. So we have like flight deal sites, booking platforms, Airbnbs, travel cards, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Let's say now make a prompt to insert the right one in the content where it fits. All caps, bold, so I can put my link there. Okay? Now it'll make the prompt, and then boom, here we go. Copy, boom, and I think it finished it, so that should be good. So affiliate deal site, so it tells me what to put where. Boom, it'll rewrite it. And here we go. Paste the article. So you just paste the article. Article is above. And then boom, it'll do that. Really cool stuff. And what's going to happen here is it's going to help you get more leads, more traffic, and more sales. That's the idea. Obviously, you have to have something good that'll sell with traffic that wants it. But what it's going to do, it's going to give you faster creation, faster testing, and a better result. Dual AI lets you produce more, try new angles, test headline, hooks, and offers. And again, creating calculators would work really well. Creating tools like this would work really well. And then here we have our travel blueprint. Here we have the Paris foodie demo or whatever it is. And it's going to go through and create the stuff that people actually would want to use. Again, looking at the difference, I want you to look at your content as, is it like this? Nothing wrong with this. It's good. It's helpful. But it's not this. That's the difference. And when you understand that using dual AI is what came up with this in the first place, look at it. I went through and I was like, let's make a 40-year mortgage calculator HTML. And it went through and we asked it how to make it better. And these are the things that I pasted in from Copilot, right? I said here, what would make it better? And then I literally put this in, build an interactive calculator. It created that. And boom, now I have this thing that is amazingly good. And that's the key. And I wouldn't have had it because I wouldn't have known what to think about it, right? I'm not that good at mortgages. I understand them, but not enough to make something like that. And certainly not enough to know to have all this stuff, which is key. And see, headline metrics, those were from the content. So now I have content and I have the thing that the content promotes, which is really cool. Understanding this is absolutely key. To learn more about this, we're going to dive into it in AI Profit Scoop. You can join as a member or you can get some of the free prompts on the site as well. Joining as a member, I think, is going to help you because we do this stuff all the time. This is what we talk about every week. We have a call every Tuesday where you could bring your questions, your tools. We can help you with it and help you understand how to make money in the age of AI with AI so that you can get a result that actually works. So smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Check out the videos in the description to learn more about this. AIProfitScoop.com for the prompts, tools, and if you want to join, I think it's the most affordable, best program out there to learn about AI and get the tools that you need. So check it out, and I'll see you in the next training.